It's a virtual behind the scenes tour of the #1 client generating strategy in real estate. And so when I'm talking about how to build your own op city marketing campaign, how to overtake these big box services that are just really aggregating stuff, what I'm really talking about is your ability to make your own clients without their help. Okay. And Salesforce.com says that real estate agents, and Salesforce is over $1 billion CRM. Like, they've got their hooks in the market deep in the industry. So almost 70% of your time is being spent on non-income producing activities. And it's not an indictment necessarily. It's just a fact. And well, if 70% or almost 70% of your time is being, allocated incorrectly, then that's going to prevent you from doing something like we're trying to do today, which is helping agents double their income in the next 12 months using strategies and systems that allow agents to spend 70+% of their time on income producing activities. Okay. So as we go today, if you hear something you like, or you feel like it's interesting, give me a #1 in the chat box. The #1 is just going to be kind of our affirmative code language. Lets me know that you're here, lets me know that you're engaged and that you're taking notes and you're absorbing our content today. All right. Now, there are there's big three rocks of income producing activities. There's increasing your brand, your visibility, there's generating leads, and there's converting and nurturing clients. And I think we could all agree that that makes sense. And so today I'm going to show you, along with my team, the art and the science of generating real estate clients on demand. We're going to be walking you through how to leverage video marketing, how to do list building and nurturing techniques that don't just involve outbound phone calls and email drip campaigns that are boring. Okay. Now, it's important for you to know who we are. So your client maker mastermind coaches for today include myself, Josh Rhodes. I'm the founder and CEO of Agent Spotlight Academy, North America's #1 lead cultivation company. I've been on the Inc. 5000 list. I've just got experience as a CEO, as a leader in the real estate industry, author of Digital Agent Secrets. I'm a 2 Comma Club award winner, and my favorite TV show is Game of Thrones, even though they butchered season 8. My 2 team members, Sam Hill, he's our chief client conversion strategist. Really going to love his session here in the next 40 minutes when we spend the next 40 minutes together. He's a multi-million-dollar club award winner, Silver Bull award winner, Cardone University certified, 2 Comma Club award winner. He loves Jack Ryan on Amazon Video. And the only reason why he does is because he loves The Office, and Jim from The Office plays Jack Ryan anyway. Josh Hughes is our Facebook Mastery certified technician. He's spent over $1 million in Facebook advertising dollars in the real estate space. He's got his own private client portfolio. He manages ads for over 1,400 brokerages and teams, understands SMS follow-up and chatbot technology better than anybody. And he loves the viral show Breaking Bad. And if for some reason I have a mental block, I refuse to watch it. And I think it's because I'm afraid to be let down. It has such rave reviews. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Today, I want you to understand that this is not a webinar. This is a mastermind. A mastermind is where we exchange value. So there's no cheapy products or services, okay? There's no trinkets for sale. This isn't your traditional webinar where we just talk about generalities and then hope you buy a $497 trinket at the end, okay? This is about value. It's about giving you the secret sauce right here, right now, so that you can create your own Op City platform. What would happen if you could get rid of the middleman? That's kind of the thing that I want you to let marinate in the back of your brain as we go here. Give me a #1 in the chat box if that's what you want to accomplish for yourself in your local market. I want to know if that's an affirmative, group-wide feeling. Okay, cool. Good. Now we're going to be looking for a few agents to partner with So if by the end you have interest, we could have a phone call together to see if that makes sense. All right. So that's an option that we'll discuss eventually here. Here's our agenda for today. Really, there's only 4 areas that you need to be in tune with. Number 1, we're going to walk you through how to get the flywheel spinning, how to get the client making flywheel spinning. And we're going to explain what that is. We're going to walk you through a pipeline planning session. This is one of our most popular value-based sessions that we do. Sam's going to walk us through exactly how many leads do you need to double your income. I'm also going to walk you through the stupid, simple AVC strategy to doubling your income. And I'm also going to walk you through behind the scenes tour. Josh Hughes from my team I just introduced is going to be walking us through literally all of the digital campaigns and assets that we use all the time with our top paying clients. We're just going to show you everything, our dashboards, everything. Okay. Now, before we go any further, I want to address something right now. A massive threat to your business. I want to make sure this is very clear. The power of client generation is being taken away from agents. And it's being shrouded kind of in this angel of light helper costume. The rise of OpCity and discount brokerages and flat fee machines like homie.com and many others. They're becoming a dime a dozen. There's controversy surrounding Zillow selling houses directly to buyers. And that's only the beginning. And did you know that Amazon just started generating real estate leads? And if that's news to you, then wake up. If you've heard that already, then wake up, right? Some of you may not even be in business in the next 12 to 18 months if you don't change the way you're doing things. Okay. And that's not a scare tactic as much as it is a wake up call, again, on this mastermind value exchange. You see, because agents have lived off their sphere of influence for so long and have neglected growing their own cold traffic pipeline. What's happening is big companies are the ones taking over the lead generation power. And agents are now having to pay massive referral fees, sometimes as high as 30% to these companies. Okay, and it sounds great on the front end, but then on the back end, it's not so great. And the reason why is because they're removing your ability to make clients. And so agents are working twice as hard for literally 30% less the money. Okay, now the dream of working for yourself and making an uncapped income is eventually going to be agents making a flat fee from the giant big box companies, and it'll end up being like a low-paying 9-to-5 job. That's what's happening. That's the evolution that's happening if individual agents and brokers don't rise up. Okay, I'm hoping to empower you on that today. The industry is going through a massive shift, and if you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're starting to feel the squeeze. There's only one way to survive and actually thrive. And that's on this next slide. You're going to want to write this down, okay? You need to own your pipeline, okay? You don't need to just go plug into Zillow for a few months and unplug and have nothing to show for it. You don't need to go plug into OpCity for a few months and unplug and then the flow stops, right? You need your own ecosystem, all right? You have your own real estate marketing flywheel. Now, what does the real estate client making flywheel look like? What am I talking about? Remember in Jim Collins' book, Good to Great? Remember when he talks about the flywheel effect? That big industrial wheel that takes a lot of energy to get pushing, to get moving, but once it starts and the velocity kicks in, it creates almost its own exponential energy and multiplication effects. And so what that looks like in real estate is, well, let me give you a real life example. This is Miley Corona. She's a realtor in Louisville, Kentucky. And when she started out, she came to us and was like, I'm a mom of four. I have no sales experience. I have no real estate experience. That was in January of 2017. Well, within 2 months, she had 8 contracts, and she closed 16 deals in her first year as an agent, then 42, then 60 plus. There's no telling, like, her flywheel is spinning. You can kind of see, like, once the flywheel starts going, even little incremental efforts create massive swings in results. And so what I want to accomplish with you today is for you to have your own flywheel, for you to not have to live on cold calling and door knocking, and also not have to plug into OpCity and Zillow and be held hostage by Amazon, God forbid, when they start their direct real estate sales offer. Again, she's a mom of 4. She's closing 60 plus deals a year by using this flywheel technique that I'm going to walk you through right this second. Okay. So the real estate client flywheel explained looks like this. First of all, this is going to be in an incremental, linear fashion. First, we've got visibility, right? Don't be the undercover agent. So I got to ask you this question. Give me a number 2 if you're disappointed in your brand visibility in your local market. If you wish you were more visible, give me a number 2 in the chat box, because visibility is massive, right? We need people to know that we're an agent. We need people to know that we're licensed, because otherwise, why would they even ask us? But this is also when people, in the grocery store recognize you as that agent. I keep seeing all you're in their consciousness. When 2 people at the soccer field are like, hey, I'm thinking about selling my home. Well, you should call Miley. You should call Diana. You should call, you should call so-and-so. That's visibility. That's brand. I'm not talking about Coca-Cola, Fortune 500 brand, although you have a lot to learn from those Fortune 500s. If you try to go act like them today, you're going to go out of business. But what you need to think about is, how do I bury myself into the consciousness? Where are their eyeballs? What are they looking at every single day? And so visibility leads to lead generation. Lead generation, we could go do lead generation right now. You could go get an OpCity contract right now. You could go pay Zillow monthly right now and get leads. But were you visible to those leads to begin with? Is there a reason why those leads should trust you in a more expedited fashion? And so what visibility does is it makes lead generation more cost efficient. It makes it more frequent. And then lead generation leads us to the opportunity of nurturing, follow-up, sales. And then guess what happens? It's not linear. It's cyclical. It's circular. So nurturing and sales grows our brand. Okay. Remember all those at the settlement table, at the closing table pictures? Hey, happy new clients, happy new homeowner pictures. That helps your brand. Every time you close a deal, that helps your brand. And so you can see there's this perpetual flywheel that you're spinning. Visibility, lead generation, nurture and sales, visibility, it all fuels each other. So remember, brand is like top of mindedness. It's that conscious, being branded into the conscious of the local market. Lead generation is all about list growth outside your sphere. It's important that you are not just trying to generate leads from your warm audience. You need to grow your warm audience by adding cold audience members into it daily. And then client conversion and nurturing includes doing something different, being consistent, and being patient, and having a predictable approach to this. And that's exactly what Miley enjoys in her career. It's the reason why she can outproduce the entire nation by 4 or 5x annually while still being a mom of 4 and a relatively new agent. And that's what we've had the opportunity to work with hundreds of agents all over the country, kind of sharing the client making flywheel technique. Another guy you need to be aware of is Chris Pavelchik in Southern Florida. This guy is fantastic. He's got a goal to close over 100 deals this year. He's one of our Academy success coaches along with Miley. And the thing I love about this guy is he's using his real estate client making flywheel to do what he actually is passionate about. He's a part-time firefighter and paramedic, first responder. And I was like, Chris, dude, you're fantastic at real estate. Like, why are you working at the firehouse on the weekends? And he's like, dude, I love it. Like, that's what I love to do. And it hit me. I was like, wow, that's the reason why all of our clients got into real estate, because they want space and time freedom. They want control. And like, I'm not passionate about being a firefighter, but this guy is. And man, let him have it. And go do it. Like, I got to ask you the question, like, because you don't have a client making Flywheel and maybe you're outsourcing your pipeline to a big box company like OpCity, what are you potentially sacrificing because you don't have control and you can't really push and pull the strings and the levers the way you need to in your business, right? Another success coach in our academy, her name's Brittany. She is a brand new agent, transplanted markets twice in the same year, and still did 20 deals inside of 8 months. Again, that's 9 or 10 more than the average agent does in an entire year, no matter what their tenure is. And so you got to get the flywheel spinning. You have to know your numbers in order to do that. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to bring in Sam from my team, and Sam's going to walk you through exactly how do you know how many leads you need. So give me a number 1 in the chat box if you're just like, yes, I want to know exactly how many leads I need every single month to double my income. That's what we're going to show you right this second.
Hey everyone, my name is Sam. So great to be with you. Can you hear me okay, Rhodes?
Yes, you're good.
Hey, so excited to be with you all. I know you're here because you want the flywheel spinning in your business. And one of the things that I do for Josh is I lead our team on one-on-one consultations. And we've done a little over 40,000 one-on-one consultations with realtors just in the last few years alone. And we've helped over 8,000 hit their targets. And I just want you to know kind of what we've learned. In other words, if I've got 40,000 consultations under our team's belt, and we've kind of been hearing the same things and seeing the same things, and we see Miley's come into the business and do, 40 deals in her second year, and Chris Pavelchek do 50, he's booking for 100 this year. We know what the differences are at this point between agents who are hitting their target and agents who are not hitting their target. So if you're here and you're new and you want to ramp up quickly and not just wait on what your SOI will give you, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you how to do this. And if you're a veteran agent and you've been in business a while and your production is flatlined. I talked to an agent yesterday, been in business 17 years, said I've been stuck at the same number of deals for basically 5-6 years. They are on a downward trend. Now that SOI is not as hot as it used to be, people don't call off of yard signs anymore. So if you're new and you want to ramp up, or if you're a veteran and you're flatlined and you want to ramp up again and really get a second win in your business, that's what we're going to talk about. Here's what I want you to write down. I hope you've taken some notes. Some of the stuff that Rhodes has shared so far has just been awesome. And in a few minutes, we're going to actually walk you through the specific marketing funnel to help you hit these numbers. But here's what we've noticed. Write this down. Every agent that we've ever talked to, 40,000 just in the last couple of years, has an income target. So every single agent we talk to has an income target. Every agent has a dream board, right? Where they've got vacations and maybe so their spouse doesn't have to work, send their kids to private school, pay for college, retire, pay your house off, get out of debt, whatever. And it's all awesome. You should have an income target. You should have a dream board. I have one, Rhodes has one, you should. But what we've noticed is that very few agents actually have a pipeline target, which is really tragic. It's one of the reasons why 86% of agents in their first 36 months, first 3 to 4 years of business will eventually be out of business, is because they don't know actually how to generate leads outside their sphere. They don't know how many leads they need. And so once the SOI party's over, they're out of luck. And so you need to have a pipeline target. You say, what's a pipeline target? Pipeline target is, what is your income goal? How many leads outside your sphere do you need every single month to hit your income goal? That's a pipeline target. And what I'm telling you is the difference between Chris and Miley and Brittany and agents that are flatlined or new if you're trying to ramp up, the difference is they have a pipeline target in the numbers I'm about to show you. And so the key to getting this flywheel spinning is you've got to reverse engineer your income goal based on how many leads you need. So I need a volunteer. All right. And what I'd like for this volunteer is, and put it in the chat. Okay. What I'd like for this volunteer is for you to put your income growth target for 2020. And what that means is I want to know how much income you want to add on to what you normally do. So for example, if you made 75 grand last year and you want to make 150 this year, you want to grow by $75,000. Give me a growth target. And by the way, just so you know, if you watch what we're about to do and you're not chosen as the volunteer, you will have an opportunity to have this custom pipeline planning session done for yourself, just so you know, okay? So let me go to the chat and grab this. I'm going to grab a volunteer. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose, I'll choose Peter. He was the last one to respond. But again, if you're watching this and you see this, you'll have your own opportunity. Peter, what's the average sale price in your backyard, Peter? Average median sale price. I don't want the high-end luxury. I don't want foreclosures. I want median sale price in your market. What are those numbers? Go ahead and hit me with that. And if you're watching, take some notes. Right? Peter's average sale price is 185. Right? You might be 400. You might be a million. You might be 125. Write down your median sale price and your income growth target. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, if you can see my screen, I'm going to actually put in, all right, Peter's growth goal. He wants to grow to 100K. So if you're watching this and you want to make 6 figures in real estate, this is a great example of how to do it. Okay. And average sale price is 185. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to zoom in just slightly so we can see this a little bit better. There we go. Now watch what I do here. We run, this is a model that we've developed over the last few years based on all these agents that Josh just showed you. We run our models based on a 2% commission rate to be really conservative, right? We want everyone to shoot the moon, but what we know is if you plan for conservative numbers, you'll typically hit them and exceed them, right? So we run 2%. I know if you work either side of the deal, you're 3%. You work both sides, you're 6%. We run 2% to try to account for some desk fees, brokerage fees, dues, etc. It's a good rule of thumb to use, all right? So look, watch me right here, top left of my screen, growth goal 100K, average sale price 185, average commission is going to be right around $3,700, which just means that Peter needs to do about 27 deals annually, which is about 2.25 a month. So keep it simple. We'll call it about 2 deals per month. Now, if you're going to have your own income goal. So what you're seeing right here is for Peter, you're going to have your own targets based on income and median sale price, which I hope you've written down, okay? Now watch what we do here with Peter. What we've learned is that industry average on lead conversions, about 3%. So in any direct response, I'm talking about outside your sphere, okay? Just like Josh said earlier, you get a referral from a previous customer or client, you're gonna have a very high closing percentage because the selling's already been done by your sphere, right? The trust has been built. People who don't know you, cold traffic, never heard of you, never seen you, never talked to you, not even one time, your conversion rate in the industry average is 3%. Now, what you'll find is that the more that you deploy video marketing, which we'll show you in just a few minutes how to do that, the more video marketing that you run over time, the better your conversion gets. Why? Well, because the flywheel, like Josh just talked about, more people know who you are. So instead of converting at 3%, the industry average, you might convert at 4% or 5% or 6%, 7% when you're using video marketing and lead generation, and you're using different scrubbing tools, which we'll show you in a little bit too, our scrubbing tool that we use, so that you're not just doing email drip campaigns and making calls and getting voicemail. But we're gonna run Peter's model off of 2%, again, to be really, really conservative. And so what I know, what we're looking for here is to see how many leads does Peter need each month to go up and hit his growth target, okay? Now, if I look here, and what you'll find is this will elevate and grow here. If we go right around the industry average, you can see 2%. I'm going to just assume here that even if Peter is a little bit under his target to start, he can ramp up and make a significant impact on his GCI. Now watch how we do this. This is really, really important. Say, okay, right around 80 leads a month. And you say, well, what do you mean by a lead? Let's get on the same page here. This is critical. A lead officially in the online space is a name, a phone number, and an email. It's somebody who you have a chance of connecting with, okay? You might not get a hold of them. Welcome to lead nurturing and lead conversion, but you have a chance to, and you can nurture them over time. So if you have 80 leads that come in, you'll probably have in between 8 and 12 conversations. So what's a conversation? Conversation is you actually corresponding, and that person is telling you the most important piece of information in the exchange, which is we're looking to move, we're looking to sell, we're looking to buy in 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 18 months, whatever the timeline is. You're having those conversations and qualifying timelines, okay, in addition to other criteria like pre-approval, pre-qualification with a lender, etc. 80 leads, 8 to 12 conversations. You'll have anywhere from 2 to 4 clients shake out, okay, and you'll have maybe 2 closings that'll pan out. So that's how that filters down. So here's one thing I want you to take away from this session together. A lot of agents try to go from 0 to closings. The progression is leads, conversations, clients, closings. That's the progression. Leads, conversations, clients, closings. Too many agents woke up today and said, how can I go and get another closing done? And they don't know how many leads they need to create the conversations that they need. So watch what we do here. Okay, average cost per lead when you follow our strategy is $5 per lead. Most of our agents are sub 5. Most of our agents are right around $3, $3.50, somewhere in that range. But we use 5, again, to be conservative, which just means that Peter is going to need a monthly marketing budget of approximately $400. Now, if you're watching this, this number will be different depending on your income goal and your median sale price, right? The higher your median sale price, the easier things get. But this is a budget that Peter could use. Doesn't mean you have to start here. So if Peter sees this number and goes, wow, that's a lot, you can go half of it and ramp up over time and build your pipeline as you go. A lot of our agents will start with a conservative budget, ramp up, reinvest dollars once they close deals, and start to build a list of leads much faster. But watch this. This is really, really critical, because this is how you're going to see how the ROI pans out on pipeline planning and why you need to pay attention to timelines. If Peter generates 80 leads in January, okay, and he does it again in February, he does it again in March, and every single month on autopilot, we're going to show you how to do it on autopilot. Those names, phone numbers, emails are hitting his database, and they're being nurtured and scrubbed and qualified. 6 months from now, he'll have 480 leads in his database, outside his sphere, but in his backyard. Everything that we do in our system is highly targeted, outside your friends, family, followers, previous contacts, but right in your backyard, top zip codes, top neighborhood, top city, okay? At the end of June, look how many leads he has, 480. The total ad spend is $2,400 over that time. If you look at the GCI pipeline, he's got $35,000. This is at a 2% commission rate, okay? $35,000 stacked into his GCI. What does that mean? It means that he will have closed several deals before the end of summer. So what we're not saying, GCI pipeline means there's GCI in your pipeline if you nurture and close, right? Remember, these conversations, these clients. So maybe he's closed 3, maybe 2 are in escrow, and he's still showing properties to 1 or 2. Maybe he's closed all of them, which happens quite often, because if you build a list of leads fast enough, you will find enough people whose timeline to purchase or sell is in 90 days, all right? That's the benefit you have of building a big list quickly, okay? So you can see the ROI down here based on ad dollars. Now, here's what I want you to know. This is absolutely the key to this session, and that is you have to have a business mindset. Say, well, what do you mean by a business mindset? I mean that most agents are waiting for their next deal. Most agents are thinking about their next deal. I can't tell you how many sessions we've done and agents are going, yeah, I don't know where my next closing is going to come from. If that's you today, you need to make a change today. That's a hamster wheel. It never ends. You're always looking for your next deal. What that really means is I'm so dependent on my SOI. When I get my next referral, then I'll close a deal. What I want you to know is that top producers are thinking in much larger time frames. They don't think about their next deal. They think about their next 6, their next 10, their next 20. They don't think about January. They're thinking about June, right? And if you plant the flag in the ground, you all, in June and work backwards, then when you get into the money-making time, you will be crushing it. Most agents give up right here where I'm shading if you're looking at my mouse. Most agents will try something. Well, let me try it. And then in 30 days, if they're not at the closing table, even though the average transaction time is 45 days, once you sign a contract, for goodness sakes, right? If they're not closing a deal in 10 seconds, they quit, they give up, they retreat back to their sphere, play it safe, which really means let me stay at my income level forever because you're afraid of having a business mindset. So here's what I want you to write down. And I'm going to pass this back to Rhodes. Write this down. If you treat real estate like a hobby, right? I'll wait for my SOI to throw me the next deal. If you treat it like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby, period. If you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. And you're here today. Peter didn't say, I want to make 40 grand. Peter said, I want to make 6 figures. And if you're here today, I know that you're not here to make 40 grand or 50 grand or 70 grand. I know you're here to make 6 figures. Some of you, multiple 6 figures like Miley and the success coaches that we showed you. Here's my point. If you want to get paid 6 figures and multiple 6 figures like a business owner, you've got to run your marketing like a business owner. If you want to get paid like a hobby, you'll run your marketing like a hobby, which means let me try this, let me dip my toe in the water. If it works, then I'll do more. When my next deal comes, then I'll start to do something. And I'm saying it absolutely never, ever, ever, ever ends on that hamster wheel. So if you are here today, I want you to put in to the chat as I pass it back to Rhodes, business mindset. I want to know who is here that is watching going, I'm ready to have a business mindset, enough playing games, no more hobbies. Business mindset. Put it in the chat. Rhodes, back to you, my man.
Wasn't that good, guys? Like, they don't do that when you get your license. Like, this is the science of success. We're talking about art and science. Like, if you can marry this, like, if you want us to do like your own Peter, I hope that was helpful, man. Tell me in the chat if that was helpful, because people just don't do this. Agents don't do this. No one's doing this with agents. Like, you got to be able to look out so that you can perform today. And the math and the science is what allows you to do that. So I'm gonna show you how you can get your hands on your own pipeline planning calculator session in science. Okay, so hang on. I'm going to get to that here in just a minute. Let me reshare my screen because I need to update you on our agenda and where we are. We just finished the pipeline planning session. We talked about the client making flywheel, and now we need to get into the stupid simple ABC strategy. Okay, so if you have questions, friends, don't hesitate. Put it in the chat box. We're going to address those either in the chat for you or verbally during this training. Okay. But right now, what I want to do is I want to answer the question of how do you take your brand from a 4 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10? Okay. How do you add 30, 40, 50, 100 leads to your pipeline every single month? Maybe like the pipeline calculator tells you to do. How do you do that on demand, right? Well, I want to boil it down to a very simple mindset framework, or not mindset, but as much as a strategic framework. And we call this the AVC strategy. A stands for attract traffic, attract attention. B stands for build a list. C stands for convert sales. Now, for those of you who've been using services like OpCity or Zillow or any of the lead vendor type places where you just kind of go up to the candy machine, put a quarter in, and get a candy bar lead out, the lack of ABC is the reason why a lot of those leads don't pan out if you're having that experience. Okay, the ABC strategy is the relationship between you and the market that's performed via automation, but it's personalized. Okay, let me explain. A, attracting traffic. I'm going to show you literally what we do with all of our top producer clients right now, right here. Okay, so get ready to indulge yourself. Okay, we're doing video ads. And you might be thinking, oh gosh, I don't want to be the Kim Kardashian of my local market. I don't want to be the Ryan Seacrest of my local market. Well, that's not what we're doing, okay? We're not doing Facebook Lives. Maybe you've done one of those awkward Facebook Lives or you've seen your competitors do them. Like, that's not what we're talking about. Now, I'm not saying you can't, and I'm not saying that they can't work. I'm just saying that's not what we use to inexpensively help our top producers attract traffic, okay? We're not just posting organic videos on a business page because no one ever sees those. They get buried by the algorithm by Facebook. What we know is that only 14% of agents actually have a video presence, okay? And 88% of home buyers and sellers want to work with an agent who has video marketing, okay? And that was through a $1 billion study done by Cisco a couple of years back. So what does this look like tangibly? You might be thinking, show me an example, okay? Put a 0 in the chat box if you want examples put on your screen, because we want to add zeros to your income, right? We want to tack on some zeros on the back end of these checks, right? All right, here we go. First, our agents run a professionally produced video asset to their top area. Now, when I say professionally produced, this isn't something you could actually do this from your computer if you wanted to, right? What we do is we help our agents create some fun little 30 to 60 second eye-catching, attention-grabbing, scroll-stopping video assets that are congruent with the offer or what we're trying to say in the ad copy, like searching for a home type posts. We then run very low amounts of ad dollars to build up what we call their own personal viewership, what I like to call their invisible list. And we help them 10x their visibility fast. This is basically the new version, the modern version of a television commercial, okay? If you've ever wished you just had your own TV commercial, but you don't want to go drop $6,000 to $10,000 for a 30-second spot, well, using social media ads, we can get video views for less than a penny these days, okay? And we can track who watches the video and how long they watch it and create this invisible list that we can then remarket to, okay? But we're building visibility. Remember the client making flywheel? Visibility? Well, that's where the ABC strategy, this is the hands and feet, this is the blocking and tackling of the flywheel. If you could start marrying these concepts that we're talking about, okay? So that's step one. We blanket the 5-mile radius around our market, and everyone with a phone, everyone with a laptop, they're gonna be like, my gosh, Miley is everywhere. Put a number 1 in the chat box if you have someone, a competitor in your market that you're sick of seeing, that you're just like, every time you see their billboard or their whatever, you're just like, I hate them, but I wish I had what they have. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about visibility, top of mind consciousness, okay? All right, I know you want that, so I'm gonna keep walking you through this system. Step 2 is you've got to generate leads. You've got to build the list, A-B. So we run a prospect generating lead generation ad to the invisible audience, okay? What once was cold is now warm. So there's 3 types of traffic: cold traffic, warm traffic, and hot traffic. Your job every day with the ABC strategy is move people from cold to warm to hot. Cold, warm, hot. The lead generation ads that we run, okay, this is how we're growing our actual contact database list through your own marketing campaigns and funnels, okay? And then lastly, C stands for convert. And the way that we've seen, after spending over $5 million in local social media advertising for real estate agents in residential market, SMS text and Facebook Messenger chatbots are what works. Not outbound calls and voicemails, not email marketing. Now, can you do those things? Absolutely. But if you're going to do something with excellence, do SMS and Facebook Messenger with excellence, because it's different and it's where people are. You're just going to respond to a text before you respond to a voicemail. Think about it. How many phone calls have you just picked up lately? How many voicemails? I'm going to go out on a limb and say most of you on this training, you don't even have your voicemail active in your real estate agents because we're text humans, okay? And sometimes it's just a matter of recognizing and kind of waking up and smelling the coffee. That's the way our culture works now. Okay. So we want to help you see this in action. Okay. We're going to walk you through literally what this looks like. So Josh Hughes is going to jump on board, and he's just going to show us the ABC literal examples that we love to use with agents all over North America. So I'm going to stop sharing, and Josh Hughes is going to share his screen and show you the video ad, the lead campaigns, the visibility, literally, Hughes, show them the dashboard and all the goods.
Yeah, I'm pumped to be here with you guys. Okay, so here is just a couple examples. I'm going to walk through ABC on kind of the technology nerdy standpoint. So here's a screenshot of a Facebook ads dashboard from one of our students running the attract traffic, the agent visibility video campaign. So this student started running the ad October 1st of last fall, and they spent not even $200 yet. October 1st, not even $200, and they've generated so far over 6,000, about 6,200 3-second video plays. So you might ask why a 3-second video play why is it 3 seconds? What's the significance of that? So if I'm on my phone or on my desktop and I'm scrolling through Facebook, I'm checking out people's dinner, I'm checking out puppies and babies and pictures and all that, and I see your video pop up, and I stop scrolling and I watch that video for 3 seconds. I don't have to click on anything. I don't have to go off to your website and opt in on any kind of form. Literally, if I just stop scrolling and I watch that video play for 3 seconds, Facebook's got me. They know who I am, and they're tracking me. It's a little creepy, I know, but it's good. It's good for us in the industry. So they start tracking people when they watch 3 seconds or more of that video. And then they go into that invisible list. You see here that these people are in this student's custom audience now. And so those go into, you don't have their contact info yet. They're anonymous to you, but you now have the ability, this student has the ability to stay in front of these people forever by putting more content in front of them, more video ads, lead generation campaigns, different posts, different reviews, all of that kind of stuff. This is the new farming, right? This is just blanketing your area with something to build an audience, and then you get to just stay in front of them and keep them warm for a long time. And as you can see, this happens really fast. So the average cost for a 3-second video play was 3 pennies, 3 cents. And you see over here, they spent less than $200, and they did this over the course of a couple of months. But you could, like, depending on how aggressive you wanted to be, you could do this in 2 weeks if you wanted, right? So just talk about an incredibly scalable and efficient way to build an audience fast that you can stay in front of. It's a pretty incredible opportunity.
Yeah, and if you think about this, you all, we did our pipeline planning session. I want to make sure you all know what you're looking at right here. Because in all of our 40,000 consultations, the number one thing that we know generates more leads and more, remember the progression? Leads, conversations, clients, closings, right? Most agents outside their friends, family referrals are not getting visibility. No one knows who they are, right? Which is really frustrating because you're awesome. You're the best agent in your market. What this agent has that you're staring at is 6,200 people that have stopped on a video that we gave them this video. So you don't have to get on camera. And like Josh said, be Kim Kardashian. It's a video that we deployed that is professionally produced, etc. If you go over, you can see they've got 1,500 people that have watched the entire video. If every single one of you had to tell me how many people outside your sphere have seen a professionally produced video attached to your name, your phone number, your logo, your brand in the last year, for most agents, it's less than 100, right? And so if that, our agents are getting thousands in a matter of 90 days. And so this is what OpCity has and Zillow has that you don't have, that you can if you know what you're doing. This is an ecosystem. So now what Josh is saying is, in this agent's ad account, they've got all these people they can serve their ads to that are watching their videos. Incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. Keep going, Hughes.
That's right. Okay, so going on to step 2. So we did A, attract traffic. Now we're doing B, build the list. So this is a lead generation ad. We call it the select inventory campaign. Here's a screenshot. Same student's dashboard. Started running this campaign October 1st. So far, they've generated 241 leads. Now this is actual contact info, names, email addresses, phone numbers being put into this agent's database. They begin to follow up with them, create conversations, create clients, create closings, right? The average cost per lead on this is $4.04. It's going to vary market to market. Like you remember from the pipeline planning session with Sam, we like to be really conservative and calculate our stuff based on about a $5 cost per lead is sort of the higher end that we see for folks. But as you can see here, $4 a lead. We have some students that get $2 a lead. I think I know of even a couple of people with like $1.50 leads, crazy stuff like that. So it just depends on the particularities of your market, seasonality, all that kind of stuff. But as you can see, across the board, it's really affordable. This agent spent just under $1,000 in this time frame. And again, just depending on what your pipeline calculating math is, how aggressive you want to be, how fast you want to grow. This is all on autopilot, and you can go as fast or as slow as you want to, depending on your goals and depending on your budget. So the next step, C, converting clients. So we talked about SMS text, Facebook Messenger, nurturing, all on autopilot. So I'm going to show you what that looks like really quick. So again, picture you're on Facebook, you see this ad pop up. Hey, grab a list of homes. Cool. You click in, you fill out your name, your phone number, email, fill out your contact info. The second they click submit on that form, by the way, they don't have to go off of Facebook. It's a form that pops out inside of Facebook. It's really fast, really easy to complete for them. And then as soon as they click submit, they're captured and they go into your database and into your automated text follow-up sequence. So here's an example. I won't read it out to you, but here's an example of what the text follow-up looks like. It basically delivers the resource that they asked for, says, hey, here you go, and then asks them a follow-up question. So these texts continue on for several days after a lead comes in. Rhodes will probably share a stat soon if he hasn't already, that it takes 8 to 10 touches for lead value to become unlocked. And so this automation, right? You can't be texting people all day long if you're getting 4 and 5 leads a day. But that's what this system is going to do for you. So each one of these messages is really short and it's simple. And it asks them some sort of open-ended question to try to get the leads to just start replying. So the goal is not to say, hey, do you want to go buy a house tomorrow? The goal is to provide value to the client, to provide value to the lead, let them know that you're here to help, and then get a response from them so that you can get that real human back and forth interaction going on. We see agents all the time make the mistake of, we tell them to do text and then they start sending these long paragraphs of, hey, I've been here 20 years and I know everybody and all this kind of stuff. The leads don't care about that yet. All they want to know is, are you here for me? And can you provide help to me? So that's what these are doing. They're gentle nudges, providing value and asking for a reply. So here's the really cool part. So up until now, everything in this has been automated, right? But once the lead does respond to these automatic text messages, then the agent gets to tag in. They get to take the baton. So our students have access to a mobile app, and it alerts them anytime a lead replies to one of their texts. So here's an example of one of the alerts. So let's say I just got a lead a few minutes ago. My system starts texting with this guy named Josh Hughes, and then he replies back, hey, I'm looking for something on the east side of town. Cool. So as soon as he replied, I got an alert on my phone showing what he said, and I can click into that message and then take over the conversation. So once this happens, once a lead replies, this automation turns off for that lead. So it's not stepping on your toes. It's not feeling like some weird robot or anything. It just passes it back to you. So in this way, the automation is getting the leads ready to talk. They're warming them up. And then once the leads are ready to talk and have an actual back and forth conversation, it passes the torch back to the agent. So I'm pretty nerdy. I'm also a Southern boy from Georgia, and so I like to use a fishing analogy with this. So picture if you're doing just old school manual follow-up, even if you are using text already and not just the traditional, making calls and leaving voicemails, but let's say you already are texting a little bit. But even then, with manual, you just got one fishing pole to throw into the lake 100 times to get one bite, right? And you might be there for hours just casting that one line into the water over and over again. But with this system, it's like you've got 100 fishing lines in the water, or maybe a bunch of little minions on the beach fishing for you, right? So all of the leads in this system are going to get the same immediate and consistent follow-up. But then as soon as you've got a live one, as soon as you've got a fish on the hook, then the system is going to alert you and pass it over, and then you get to grab the fishing pole and reel it in. So it's a much more efficient and effective way to handle this kind of volume of leads on autopilot, but it still it presents you with the opportunity to be the agent, right? To be the human touch that they need when they're ready for that. So it's a huge opportunity. Back to you guys.
It's just massive. If you're watching this, I was talking to an agent yesterday who is a veteran, and they saw Miley's numbers, and they just were so frustrated. They're like, what is she doing that I'm not? If you're watching this, this is so simple. What he just showed you is, first, our agents are running a video on autopilot, 24/7, 365. They don't change it, okay? On autopilot. Builds up that brand visibility right in their backyard. All right. Second thing, they've got a lead generation ad that's running on autopilot. They don't change it, 24/7, just pumping leads, just like we did in our pipeline planning earlier, just pumping leads into their database. And then they've got what we call our lead assistant robot that's actually just processing those leads on autopilot, 24/7, asking qualifying questions. How many beds? How many baths? When are you looking to move? What's your price range? And so when Josh said earlier, spending 70% of your time on admin activities, waiting on your SOI to call, our agents are spending their time responding to people that have been watching videos, joined their list, and answered questions. Let that sink in for a minute. And that's it. That's the only difference. And so just incredibly powerful, and that's how you own your own pipeline. Rhodes?
So do you guys see how attract, build, and convert look physically if you own your own pipeline, if you have your own OpsCity platform? Put a number 5 in the chat box if that makes sense. The demo, if you will, that we just showed you, put a number 5 in the chat box if you are able to resonate ABC to what we're showing you on the screen, because that's all that matters, okay, for your business. And that's what, this statistic right here, the Salesforce, like 63% is of your time being spent on admin, needs to shift over to what we just showed you, okay? Now, if you create so much business that you've got contracts and stuff coming in, then it's time to hire an assistant or a team member. But like, hey, that's a good problem to have, right? So like, this is a growth system, whether you're a solo agent or a team leader or you're a burgeoning team or broker owner, whatever. Because what we do know is that 90% of lead value is unlocked after placing 10 outreach attempts. But it's got to be 10 outreach attempts that matter. And that's why having something that they'll actually read, that's why that matters. And predictably and systematically and automation, and you can be in more, can we help you be in 20 places at one time? That's really the key to sales and marketing while creating a relationship with your list. So do you guys want, just tell me yes in the chat. Do you want to be able to unlock 90% of your lead value? Like, is this a group of people that I have on this video that just wants to be able to unlock more value from the email addresses and the phone numbers and the names that you either already have or you want to achieve, right? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have a whole, a bunch of fuddy-duddies on the training with me, because if you just said yes, or you were thinking yes, then I have an invitation for you, okay? We're looking for 5 agents, team leaders or brokers, doesn't matter what size or how many deals you do, who are ready to implement this 3-step marketing funnel that we just showed you. You want to own it. You want it on your own. You want to be your own OpsCity. I want to show 5 people who are on this training, okay? Not 50, not 500. I want 5 people who are on this training who are saying things like, I wish I had video running in my market 24/7, saturating the market. I wish my digital farming system was in place, okay? If you're saying, I wish I had lead generation ads running 24/7 on autopilot, building my list full of people who know, like, and trust me or are gaining that, this invitation is for you, okay? But only 5 of you. I want to be clear about this. I'm not looking to become the Costco of real estate client marketing. I'm looking to be high-end Louis Vuitton. Like, we are looking for people who want to implement things, like they want to get away from pounding the phone and have inbound ecosystems that they can leverage that are better than boring email campaigns that nobody's opening, but having, phones lighting up with activity. Okay. Let me be more specific on what this looks like. Okay. We have an academy program where we actually teach you and help you get this marketing funnel in place. You learn how to do it, but my own team, led by Josh Hughes here, also gets the entire system off the ground. We have a 99.9% launch success rate. We provide all the targeting, all the ad assets, all the technology, all the training. As a matter of fact, if you accept my invitation, you're going to get a full ad launch system. Okay, we provide all the videos and ad assets. You're going to get a full-time US-based support team. You're going to get agent success coaches like Chris and Miley and Liam and Brittany and more that are there to help you through what they're doing on the ground every day with our 3-step system. You're going to get the SMS and messenger bot scrubbing system, okay? I just want to be clear, though. This is for 5 people. Now, who this is for agents, brokers, team leaders. You're ready to level up. Maybe you're newer and you need to ramp up production quickly. Maybe you're experienced and you can just kind of see everything plateauing and things are stale. You need to be doing video, but you're not. You don't know how to implement it. You need to go from strategy to implementation better. Well, that's who this is for, okay? If you're trying to get outside your sphere, but you're also wanting to grow your sphere of influence, this is for you. If your follow-up basically stinks and you just don't want to say it out loud, but you know that you're just leaving a ton of money on the table because you don't have the right systems and scripts in place and automations, then that's what this invitation is for, okay? This is for people who are looking to invest in systems and processes like advertising that allow you to achieve what we showed you on the calculator. You've got kind of a whatever it takes attitude. You're just going to be able to roll with the punches and dominate. You're going to, you're tired of dabbling and you want to dominate, right? You're ready to change the way you're doing things now so that you can get better results moving forward. Okay. Now, 5 people, guys, I'm being dead serious about this. We are not the Walmart of real estate. I'm looking for people who are not looking for silver bullets. This is not for you if you have a paralysis by analysis mentality, okay? I'm looking for action takers, massive action. If you have a $50,000 to a $150,000 growth target, but you can't justify investing some ad dollars into systems and coaching, then this is not for you, okay? And that's okay. If you just can't get over that, that's fine. But if you're one of these 5 agents that got a whatever it takes attitude and you want this 3-step funnel system in place, this campaign system, this is potentially your next 6-figure campaign, okay? Your next 6-figure real estate marketing funnel, then I want to show you how you can accept my invitation, okay? I'm about to open the gate, so you need to be ready either on your phone or on your laptop, whichever device you're not on. I'm about to tell you a link you need to go to. And this link is where you go and book your pipeline planning session, where we are going to walk you through, me and my experts are going to reverse engineer your opportunity to join this invitation, okay? I want you to go to agentleads.co/yes right now. If you want one of these 5 spots, okay? There's over 50 people still maintaining watching the training. Agentleads.co/yes. On that page, you're going to have it's a time. You're literally just going to choose a time, put your name, email address, phone number in so we can call you at the appointed time. You're going to fill out an assessment after you book that call. That is not anything threatening. It's just us saying, hey, we want to be able to diagnose. We want to be able to answer questions. We want to be able to tailor a solution and do the calculus for you. So we need to know the variables in the data from you, okay? It's first come, first serve. agentleads.co/yes. On the call, our team will walk you through your pipeline plan, customize the strategy, and walk you through the academy system to see if it's a good fit, okay? This is no BS. I want to be very clear. We're very down-to-earth people. I hope you can figure that out after spending, 64 minutes with me. We want qualified agents who are ready for change, okay? If you're someone who is just like, yeah, I want what Miley has, I'll have what she's having, then this is for you. agentleads.co/yes. It's very simple, okay? As a matter of fact, I want to show you what the page looks like. I simply want you to go to this page, agentleads.co/yes. You're going to hit this continue button. Pick your time zone. You're going to hit this continue button, and you're going to grab a time that's available, all right? Now, it's very important that you do that right this second because, again, this is not some commodity push. This is not a trinket widget thing. This is a partnership, and we're super interested. If you're interested in doing what Miley's doing, and maybe you even want to become a success coach in our platform, I don't know, maybe you want to keep all the glory for yourself, which is totally fine. We're here to help you succeed. But if you're someone who wants to be our next success story, then in the next 72 hours, these 5 agents are here's what you're going to have rocking and rolling, okay? You're going to have a video campaign ready for launch in your top areas. This is your digital farming system. We're going to help you farm digitally at an exponentially more cost-efficient rate than dropping thousands of postcards in the mail, okay, that everybody just throws away. We're going to have a lead generation campaign ready for launch. You're going to have access to our ad success coaches. You're going to have your exclusive members-only access to our support group where we share all the gold nuggets, all the behind-the-scenes stuff. This is where I roll out new campaigns and new secrets before they go to the mass market, before anybody else knows about them, okay? All of our virtual success coaching portals with Miley and Brittany and Chris and many others who are actually out there selling homes, listing homes. You're going to have a Facebook Messenger scrubbing system. You're going to have your SMS nurturing and scrubbing system in place, okay? You're going to be on your way to your pipeline target, your income target. This is an income shift opportunity, okay? So just as a reminder here, 2 steps, 2 easy steps. Go to agentleads.co/yes right now. If you can still hear my voice and you haven't tried to book your call yet, you're going to miss out. And this is not going to be a wide open gate. This is not a tomorrow thing. This is not a next week thing. This is you need to book right now thing, okay? Now, we may need to speak in the morning, but you need to speak with us today before the 5 invitations are taken, okay? This is a first come, first serve opportunity. I just want to be really clear, okay? We want eager people. We want agents who want explosive Miley type growth, okay? We have a full-time in-house staff ready to help you, all right? We're going to get this launched for you. We're not just going to send you some logins and tell you to watch some videos. We're actually going to do this with you, okay? And I want you to be on our wall of fame. Like, we've just got all these people with real human agent success stories of people who just took the bull by the horns, let us work with them on a very, very close level. And what ended up happening is success. And these are people who are just literally marching scientifically and systematically day by day towards their target pipeline goal. So go to agentleads.co/yes right now. That'll be my last invite before we're all booked up. And you're just going to need to fill out that assessment after you book the call. Pay attention to the page that shows up after you book, and fill out that assessment so that we can get down to business for you. Can't wait to talk to you guys. Can't wait for you to taste success when you take destiny into your own hands and create your own OpCity Zillow platform. You don't have to become Zillow, but you can become Zillow for your local 5-mile radius. You don't have to be that for the entire globe, okay? You don't have to become some crazy, massive, continental-wide lead generation expert. You just need to own that 5 to 10 mile radius or whatever your farm consists of. And this 3-step system, proven. We've spent millions of dollars in advertising and social media platforms to just prove the concept. And it works. So hope this has been helpful. Agentleads.co/yes. Looking forward to talk to you. If there are any questions I can answer, would love to do so. My team is probably addressing it now in the chat box. Let's see. Yep, you said my follow-up stinks. Interested. Cool, great. I see a lot of people booking calls with the invitation. Does this work in an oversaturated market like New York, New Jersey? Absolutely. So when you say oversaturated, the first word that comes to my mind is red ocean. If you haven't read the book Blue Ocean Strategy, it's a great book. But basically, if you feel like you're in an oversaturated market, it means that you don't have the attention that you need. It doesn't mean that there's too many agents. There's always too many of everything, right? You need to be able to create a blue ocean from the red ocean. You need to pull out a body, a new place for you to bring other people with you with the attention, like the video marketing that we're talking about. Like if you say, does this work in a saturated market? Then I've got to say, well, are you running a digital farming system like we displayed today? Because if you're not, then that's the reason why you feel like it's oversaturated. It's only oversaturated when you are being the commodity and not the premium attention grabber. Okay, it's all about attention. It starts, that's the egg before the chicken. It starts with, can you get attention?
Yeah, it's funny, Rhodes. It's two comments here for you. One is, we've done 40,000 consultations, you all, okay? And a lot of agents will tell themselves lies about why they can't hit their income targets, right? Agents that are in rural markets, you know what they say? My market's different than the city where there's lots of buyers and sellers, right? You know what agents in the city say? It's really crowded. It's not like it is out in the country, right? Agents that are in secondary markets and ocean markets, oh, well, we're on the water. We've got snowbirds, right? It's not like other markets. People that are in other markets say, well, it's not like snowbirds. People aren't buying second homes. You can come up with any excuse under the sun you want on why you're not hitting your income target. You really can. You can find a reason to not be successful and find a reason to not take action much easier than you can actually taking action. I was talking to an agent who said, I just would love to make changes, but I don't know where my next deal is coming from. And I haven't closed a deal in 3 months. And I said, well, welcome to the club. That's the way most agents are in this industry. You're not alone or unique. Your situation, I hate to break it to you, it's not unique. You're not alone. It's not unique. Okay. Some of these success coaches that we have, you all, they didn't even have any real estate experience. They had their license. Miley joined our program pre-actual license, and she built the head of steam about a month ahead of time. The only way to create future closings is by doing something now. You don't create future closings by waiting. You create future closings by doing. And so I just want to challenge and encourage the agents who are saying, well, I've got this unique circumstance, so I can't make any changes. I want you to hear loud and clear, your situation is not unique. there's tons of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of agents in North America with your exact same circumstances. The uniqueness is not your circumstances, whether you actually do something different in your business this year. That's what will make you unique or not. And, Miley didn't have any Facebook marketing experience. The dashboard that Hugh showed earlier, these agents don't get on video. They've never run an ad in their life. What they know is that they don't have enough people to talk to. So if you're watching this and you go, I just wish I had more people to talk to, then you need a marketing funnel that you own in your account, cranking out leads. And it's Tuesday right now. And we have agents in this group of 5 who will have lead flow coming in Friday in 72 hours. They will have lead flow coming in and they will be busy for the weekend with new opportunities. And so you are not that far away from where you want to be. Don't be the agent who leaves a training like this and does nothing different. You invested an hour and 15 minutes of your time here with us today. The worst thing you could do would be to leave this training, because I suspect you've probably left other trainings before and not done anything. Don't rinse and repeat and get the same results. So if you want the result, at least hop on a call and we'll help you figure it out and sort it out. Where there's a will, there's a way. I just put it that way, So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. EJ asked, what solution to bad numbers received? Basically, the question really is, what do I do with a bad lead? And the answer to that is to have 3 to 5 more leads waiting in the wings to take their place. That's true with a bad lead. It's true with leads that go dark. And so the theme here is, don't look transactionally at each individual lead as if it's your next bread that's going to feed you. You need to look at leads as blocks. How can I get 50, 100 leads in so that the aggregate will feed me? Because we're playing with conversion percentages here. We're not playing with perfection, right? It's an imperfect society we live in.
Another question, Rhodes, that just came in. It's a great one from Ira. Ira said, are these programs already set up? I'm in the Atlanta market. You've been there for a while, so I'm assuming I was busy. And also he says, not that good at setting up systems. So great question. The answer, Ira, is that it's twofold answer here. One, we break this down into literally micro bite chunks that you can bite off. Step by step, video instruction. You don't have to come up with anything. You don't have to come up with any targeting. You don't have to come up with any ad copy. You don't have to come up with any videos. We got it all. You just got to put it together. However, we will get your first one off the ground with you. So we actually, because we choose to work with less agents, which is why we're qualifying so hard here on and on the actual phone calls themselves, is because we're going to actually get it off the ground for you. Your first, so the 3-step marketing funnel you saw, off the ground in 72 hours, 100% launch rate. And then obviously you're going to do your job on nurturing and converting leads. So if you've never run a Facebook ad, you're not good with systems, you're not tech savvy, all that stuff, if you're going, what I'm telling you is that we've got tons of agents who have been through our program that have never set up a Facebook ad in their life, whether it's a brand new agent like Miley or whether it's some of our experienced agents. That we have agents that have been in our program. They've had their real estate license for 30 years.
All these people.
That's right. And so we've got it broken down into a science now. We're not going to reinvent the wheel with you. We're going to put you on the same thing that all these agents are doing, and boom, you're off the ground quick. And some of these agents will probably have their campaigns off the ground, on Thursday. So we move very, very fast.
I think it's important for everyone who's listening and you're just like, hey, Josh, what are y'all doing? Like, what are we going to do? Well, it's important to understand what we're saying with this 3-step ABC framework is these are the 3 non-negotiables you need in place in order to have your own version of your own op city. You need to be able to saturate your market with your digital farming system using video ads, which we can help you do without literally we'll show you how to make your own video if you're not camera shy, but we're also going to show you how to do it if you are camera shy. If you don't know what to say, we have an entire year of content that you can look at and go, oh, I can do a video on that. Or we'll just make videos for you, right? It's simple. But we're going to be saturating your digital farm market. The second one's lead generation. The third is follow-up. If you don't have SMS and messenger scrubbing systems in your follow-up, if you're like a lot of people I see here in the chat, they're saying, man, my follow-up stinks. Well, then those are the three like non-negotiables, I guess is what I'm saying. But then we have a Facebook group with all of our paid customers and all of our clients who are doing stuff on the ground beyond those three core strategies. Like those three strategies are the plumbing and the electrical. Like you just got to have them in place if you're going to compete moving forward. But then there are things like Chris Pavelchuk in Fort Myers. He's doing a few different little things on the ground that's moving the needle for him. He's in a massive brokerage. I mean, he's in a red ocean, but he's closing 100 deals a year. He's shooting for 100 deals a year. And so he's got the plumbing and the electrical in place. What I'm saying is that most people on this training, they don't even have the core systems in place. And what I'm saying is I want to help you get launched in the next 2 or 3 business days. Like talk about a breath of fresh air. And this is a system that you'll be able to use for the rest of your career. And it's not one of those long-term, like crazy contracts that, or we're not going to like, take your blood every time you close a deal. We're not going to like extract your kidneys for, we're helping you get launched. It's an architecture exercise. We're going to get you up and running. And then we've got the support and the coaching in place to help you maintain. Okay. It's just like going and getting in shape again. You got to go and it's going to like, you got to push the flywheel, get it moving. But once it gets going, the maintenance is less than an hour a week, y'all. Like this is good infrastructure stuff. Okay. Friends, we're out of time. And if you have any more questions, we can address those on your pipeline planning session call. So just don't forget to book that call right now if we're not already booked up.
Yeah. Hey, and one thing I'll say, just a quick update on appointments. So there are a few appointments left today. Tomorrow is open. So if you would like tomorrow, however, I highly recommend that you schedule it today. We've got appointments running all the way through 5 o'clock Pacific, so a long time. I recommend you get it in today. I have had a couple of agents that have private messaged on this chat and then emailed saying, I want a spot, put my card on file. And my answer is we love the action. We do want to make sure it's the right agent. And so, yeah, there's, an investment, but we want the right agent who just understand it and get it. So 2 messages to you. 1, you will have your chance to get a spot. We're not just going to take agents who will throw their money at us. But number 2, you need to just go ahead and schedule today, if at all possible, because I do not think there'll be any of the spots available tomorrow. So, yeah, just wanted you to know that. But we did open up additional appointments at the URL.
All right. So we had to open up some additional slots. All right.
That's right.
Okay, friends, it's been great. Hope you have an awesome week. Hope you have a successful career if we don't get to work with you. And hope this has been enlightening. If you still want to be a part of this movement to create your own platform and your own marketing ecosystem, go to agentleads.co/yes right now, and we'll see you on the other side of that booking. All right? Peace.